One of the biggest changes in modern K-pop is not the music, the visuals, or even the fandom culture. It is the gradual disappearance of genuine live singing. A decade ago, idols were expected to prove themselves vocally on stage no matter how intense the choreography was. Imperfect performances were accepted because audiences understood that live vocals naturally come with instability, breathing sounds, cracked notes, and vocal strain. Today, however, many performances are designed to appear live while relying heavily on pre-recorded vocals, overpowering backtracks, pitch correction, and edited encore clips. The result is an industry where perfection matters more than authenticity. For years, K-pop companies sold the image of idols as complete performers, people who could sing, dance, entertain, and dominate a stage all at once. Live singing was once considered one of the clearest indicators of legitimacy. Even fans who preferred visuals or choreography still expected idols to prove themselves vocally during concerts, music shows, radio performances, or encore stages. Today, however, the role of live singing inside K-pop has changed so drastically that many performances are no longer judged by how authentic they sound, but by how convincing the illusion looks. The industry has quietly shifted from live performance to performance that appears live, and many fans either do not notice the difference or actively defend it. This change did not happen because idols suddenly became untalented. It happened because the priorities of the industry changed completely. Second-generation groups were far from perfect vocally, but the culture around performing was different. Groups like Girls' Generation, 2NE1, SHINee, and Big Bang performed in ways that sounded noticeably live. You could hear unstable breathing, inconsistent volume, missed notes, and vocal fatigue. Sometimes the performances sounded messy, but audiences respected the effort because it felt real. Groups were expected to carry stages vocally, even while dancing. Main vocalists earned their reputation through repeated live performances, not through edited clips on social media. Third-generation K-pop slowly began transitioning toward heavier performance production. Groups like BTS, EXO, TWICE, and Blackpink entered an era where choreography became more physically demanding, and stages became more cinematic. However, even then, fans could still identify who was truly stable live and who struggled vocally. Certain encore stages or concert clips became major discussion points because people still valued raw singing ability. Vocal cracks went viral, but so did impressive live performances. Fourth generation changed the situation even further. Companies realized something important. Global audiences consuming K-pop through TikTok clips, fan cams, YouTube shorts, and edited Twitter videos care more about visual perfection than musical authenticity. A perfectly synchronized dance clip spreads faster online than a technically difficult vocal performance. This completely reshaped idol priorities. Modern groups often perform choreography that resembles cardio workouts more than stage dancing. Songs are designed around intense formations, constant movement, floor work, and aggressive transitions. Realistically, stable live singing while doing this is extremely difficult, even for highly trained singers. Instead of reducing choreography intensity, companies increased reliance on loud backtracks and pre-recorded vocals. The industry essentially decided that visual perfection creates more profit than musical authenticity. This becomes obvious when watching many modern music show stages. The vocals often sound identical across performances, despite different physical conditions. Breathing remains strangely controlled. High notes sound untouched even during aggressive choreography. Sometimes microphones are clearly away from idols' mouths, while vocals continue at full volume. Yet fans still call these performances stable live vocals, because the illusion itself has become normalized. One of the clearest examples of this shift can be seen in encore culture. Encores were originally supposed to be relaxed stages without heavy backing tracks, where idols celebrated wins and sang more freely. Over time, encores accidentally exposed how dependent many groups had become on studio support. Certain encore stages went viral because idols struggled to maintain pitch without loud backing tracks protecting them. Instead of opening honest conversations about training or company priorities, fandoms usually reacted defensively. Critics were labeled antis, while fans created endless excuses involving exhaustion, bad microphones, anxiety, lack of sleep, or unfair hate. The reaction itself revealed something deeper about modern K-pop fandom culture. Many fans no longer want authenticity if authenticity risks imperfection. Companies understand this psychology perfectly. A cracked note can generate days of mockery online, while lip-syncing scandals usually disappear quickly. From a business perspective, the safer option is obvious. Why risk genuine live vocals if audiences punish mistakes more harshly than artificial perfection? This creates a vicious cycle. Fans demand perfection. Companies reduce live singing to avoid criticism. Audiences grow unfamiliar with real vocals. Then whenever genuinely live performances happen, people mistake normal vocal instability for bad singing because they are so used to processed performances just like Les Seraphim Coachella stage. Social media intensified this problem massively. In older generations, most fans watched full stages on television. Today, performances are consumed through short clips and edited compilations. K-pop is no longer experienced mainly as music. It is experienced as content. Viral facial expressions, synchronized dance breaks, camera angles, fan cams, and meme moments matter more algorithmically than raw vocals. This changes what companies invest in. That is why modern idols are trained less like musicians and more like multimedia entertainers. Trainees now spend enormous time learning camera awareness, fan communication, live stream behavior, variety show reactions, fashion branding, and social media presentation. Being visually marketable online often matters more than vocal individuality. A technically strong vocalist who lacks viral appeal may receive less company investment than a visually popular member with average singing skills. Another uncomfortable truth is that many fans themselves contribute to lowering vocal standards. Whenever conversations about live singing appear, fandoms often move the goalposts completely. Suddenly, the standard becomes, K-pop is about performance, not vocals. Dance matters more. Nobody sings live anymore. Western artists lip-sync too. They're tired. At least they look good performing. These arguments would sound bizarre in most music industries where singers are fundamentally expected to sing live regularly. Imagine defending a professional athlete by saying, winning does not matter because they look stylish playing. Yet in K-pop, performance aesthetics increasingly overpower musical expectations. This does not mean every modern group lacks talent. There are still idols known for prioritizing live performance even under difficult choreography. Groups like Mamamoo earned respect largely because of consistent live vocals and stage confidence. There is also a reality many fandoms avoid discussing. Some fans do not actually care about live vocals as much as they claim. What they truly care about is protecting the image of their favorite idol. If vocals genuinely mattered equally to everyone, groups with the strongest singers would dominate the industry consistently. But that is not what happens. Visuals, popularity, fan service, and branding usually overpower raw musical skill. The industry learned long ago that emotional attachment creates more loyal consumers than talent alone. This explains why some idols become untouchable despite repeated criticism about live performances. Their fandom identity becomes stronger than objective discussion itself. Fans start defending the brand of the idol rather than the performance. At that point, criticism no longer feels like musical analysis to them. It feels like a personal attack against someone emotionally important in their lives. That emotional defensiveness protects companies from accountability because fans end up doing damage control for them for free. Another thing people rarely mention is how lip-syncing actually changes idol confidence over time. If an artist constantly relies on loud backing tracks, they may never fully develop stage instincts as live performers. Singing live regularly teaches breath control, adaptability, recovery after mistakes, and confidence under pressure. Without those experiences, idols can become overly dependent on controlled environments. This is why some performers look nervous the moment heavy backtracks disappear. The industry is creating idols trained for perfection rather than resilience. Even more interesting is how modern K-pop has blurred the line between concert and visual production. In many cases, audiences are paying not primarily for musical performance, but for proximity to the idol experience itself. Fans attend for the atmosphere, fan interactions, synchronized light sticks, viral moments, fashion, fan cams, and emotional connection. The live singing almost becomes secondary. That is why some fans leave concerts satisfied even when vocals were barely audible under backing tracks. The parasocial experience matters more than the music itself, and perhaps that is the most revealing part of all this. K-pop companies save money and time by debuting visual idols and still getting more success than actual talented idols. One of the harshest realities in modern K-pop is that many idols are trained to survive controlled stages, not raw musical situations. The moment heavy backtracks disappear, the illusion often cracks instantly. Breathing becomes unstable, confidence drops, pitch control weakens, and stage presence suddenly feels smaller because real-life singing exposes what choreography and production usually hide. This is why some idols look almost uncomfortable during encores, acoustic stages, or radio performances. They were trained inside systems built to prevent mistakes, not environments that force artistic risk. And that creates a painful contradiction. Idols are marketed as all-rounder artists, yet many cannot fully carry a stage vocally without technological protection. In most music industries, artists earn respect by proving they can stand in front of a microphone with nowhere to hide. In K-pop, some performers are protected so heavily that audiences rarely even get the chance to know what they genuinely sound like. And maybe that is the biggest reason K-pop idols still struggle to be taken seriously as artists outside fandom spaces. The industry perfected the image of performance before fully protecting the substance behind it. Because no matter how expensive the stage is, how perfect the styling looks, or how synchronized the choreography becomes, people eventually remember the artists who could still command attention after the music track was stripped away. When the lights dim, the camera tricks disappear, and the backing vocals fade out, only real performers remain standing.